So this is again very important topic. So it's big lengthy topic as well. Okay, so a lot of topics are connected that to other topics as well. Already we have discussed Indian soils, correct? Soil introduction we have done. Check your soil notes quickly. Soils of India. Okay, in order to understand agriculture we need to have a lot of basics of other subjects also. Quickly go to that. Okay, so agriculture, the word agri stands for soil. So now you know. Culture means cultivation. Agriculture is cultivation of soil. Okay, for the purpose of growing food, fodder for our livestock. Okay, sheep, goat, cattle, correct? All that. Then we have fiber also, which gives us clothes, correct? Then raw materials for industries. So agriculture is cultivation of soil for the purpose of growing food, fodder, fiber, raw materials. Okay, more than 90% of the food we consume on a daily basis comes from the soil directly. So agriculture ensures food security. And food security is more important than national security. You have to remember that. In soil class also I had told you, correct? Food security is more important than national security, because every day, every meal we have comes from the soil. I agree. Now we have a generation who think that food comes from Swiggy and Zomato. That is also there. So we have to remind them. So it is the agriculture sector and the farmers who contribute to the food security of the nation. Okay. So, and also I told you some aspect. Agriculture is a primary activity. One of the earliest activity of man. Correct? The people who work in agriculture are called as red collar workers. I told you. Red collar workers. And today more than 50% of India's population are directly dependent upon agriculture for their livelihood. Yesterday's class I told you. More than 50% of our population are dependent upon agriculture directly. The entire population is dependent upon agriculture for their food security. Okay. So this is one aspect. And also you should know, is one of the earliest occupation of man. Earliest occupation. So if you consider the age in which the agriculture started, we have to say Neolithic era. Agriculture emerged during the Neolithic. That also you should remember. Neolithic era. Neolithic age. In the Stone Age. Remember Stone Age we have Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. Okay. So wherever we had rivers, lakes, correct, there people settled and they started cultivating. First occupation of man was animal husbandry, rearing animals. Then we started fishing and agriculture as a other occupation. Okay. So Neolithic age we started cultivating the soil on the banks of the rivers. That is the reason today most of the population are still located where? On the river valleys. On the banks of rivers. You will take Egypt, Nile River, Mesopotamia, Euphrates and Tigris River, Indus civilization, you know, Chinese Yangtze River. So like that, all the civilizations we have today, all of them flourished where? On the banks of the rivers. Okay, so that you should know. Settled agriculture mainly along the banks of the rivers. So all this you should know. Plus, yesterday I was telling you 16-17%. I checked, it was 20% contribution. Agriculture contributes 20% of the GDP. Okay, so make that correction please. Agriculture contributes nearly 20% of the GDP. Okay, so that also you should know. There is one number you have to change because the data keeps changing. Okay, so 20% of the GDP and more than 50% are directly depend upon agriculture. When it comes to farm output, India stands first in few crops, first in vegetables, fruits and all. But in certain crops, we are second. Okay, first and second, usually we keep changing ranks with China. Okay. So when it comes to farm output, means how much crops we grow annually. So we are either first in some crops second in few crops. So more or less first and second rank we are shifting with China. So that you should know. Farm output may first or second depending upon the crop. Okay. So when it comes to export, I told you we are the sixth largest export. Sixth largest agro exporter in the world. Sixth largest exporter of the agro commodities. That also you remember. Data has changed, so I'm updating it. Okay, sixth largest now. Last year it was seventh, so this year sixth. So some years we have bumper crops, surplus food production, so we export. Some years we are in deficit, so we import. Remember last year what happened? The rainfall was fluctuating initially, and also we had stopped our exports, rice exports initially. So that pushed us to 7th position. Then this year again we are increasing our rice exports, so it has come to 6th again. So it keeps changing. You don't have to worry about it. You should mention that approximately we are 6th or 7th largest in agro export. And large number of industries in India depend upon agriculture sector for raw materials. They are called as agro-based industries, food processing industries, agro-based industries, correct? So raw materials from agriculture sector, agro-based industries, agro-based industries. Okay, give some example. Agro-based: cotton, textile industry, correct? Cotton, then sugar, then beverages, like you have fruit juice, maza and all those kind of beverages, tea, coffee, all that is agro-based. Okay, so large number of industries in the country flourish because of the raw materials produced by the agriculture sector. So agro-based industries. Even your atta we consume every day, correct? Rotis ke liye, chapati, roti and all that comes from the agro-based industries. So take the grain, they grind it, they make flour and then sell it to the people. Sometimes we take the grain and take to the flour mill, remember, and we make atta. So just like that, that has become an industry now. Like that, large number of industries flourish in the country, and they also employ large number of people also. So this is called as agro-allied industries. Those industries which are linked with agriculture. Agriculture and allied industries we call it as. Like food processing comes under this. Further, the food get processed, different products we make, like pickle you make. Correct, we have products like MTR. So who make processed food and then they sell. Those are all what? Food processing industries as well we have. So all this masala and all they make Allah. Those are all food processing, we call them as agro-based food processing industries. There is also huge market because we all export all that. Indian spices are very popular, correct? Spices also. So that is all grinded, mixed and exported to different parts of the world. So that itself is a big industry. So as a result, it creates a lot of employment. Okay. So large number of people are directly linked with agriculture and some are related to other backward and forward linking jobs of the agriculture. I'll mention all those now. So this is the introduction again. Again, please write next. Write farming in India. Small change here. We have rain-fed and irrigated. Please change that. Rain-fed and irrigated. Irrigated farming, rain-fed farming. Rain-fed farming. This you make a change. Okay. In rain-fed we have two types. Wetland, dryland. Dryland and wetland. Dryland and wetland comes under this rain-fed category. All those places which receive less than 75 centimeter dryland, more than 75 centimeter rainfall, wetland. 75 criteria is correct. Okay, only the classification you have to write. Rain-fed we have two types: dryland, wetland. Okay, in books, in some books, some of you might see 750 mm in case. Then be careful. I am writing in centimeter, the same as 750 mm, less than 750 mm or more than 750 mm here, wetland. All those places which receive more rainfall, please make the correction. So percentage also I'll tell you now. 56.4% of the cultivated area comes under irrigated farming now, irrigation. 43.6% of cultivated area is rain fed. Then right, 68% of the cultivated area is considered as dry land. Okay. 68% of the cultivated area is dry land. Okay, please remember this. So wetland comes under just 4.8% of the cultivated area is considered as wetland. Some statistics is important here, so please mention this. So that means majority of our population lives in the dry land. You can see 68% of the cultivated area, that is net sown area, arable land, comes under dry land category, who receive less than 75 centimeter rainfall, less rainfall. That means they are not able to grow water intensive crops like paddy, they can't grow, sugarcane they can't grow. As a result, they can't make money. So they have to grow drought resistant crops. Correct? Other bajra, ragi, jowar, millets, correct, they have to grow. So as a result, they have to sustain themselves, even animals also. So more than 70% of our population lives here in dry land. Dry land area. You saw yesterday map I was showing you, correct? Dry land, wetland map I was showing you, rainfall distribution in the country, correct? So that also you will check quickly, because I have to mention why in wetland we don't have much of the population, because most of the wetland area comes in northeast India or in Western Ghats, which is hilly, correct? Wait 1 second, I'll add that. See this? Notice this. These are the wetland areas. You can see high rainfall areas. Notice the population living here very less. Here, this part, I'm not talking Bangladesh, I'm talking our part, Indian part. Here, hilly mountainous region. So here we practice paddy cultivation. Slopes of the mountains, northeast India. Population density is very less, but here also, you see Western Ghats belt here. Rainfall is high, but population density is very low. So majority of our population live here. See this belt. In the dry land only, you notice this part. This is the most of the population living here. 70% of our population live here. Population. 90% of our livestock also live here. See, now, that means most of the population here doesn't have proper drinking water also, irrigation also. As a result, they have to grow drought resistant crops like horse gran, green gram, those they have to grow to sustain themselves. That too what? Subsistence in nature. What is subsistence? Whatever we grow, we consume. We can't sell it in the market. Because whatever they grow, it's only sufficient for their family. You got it? So it's not sufficient for selling in the market. As a result, they can't expect some revenue also. So cash crops bring more revenue, but they don't have water to grow cash crops. Hope you are able to understand. Cash crops are like sugarcane, for example. So they can't grow that. Rubber, for example. So they get revenue only from whatever they have left with. So most of the agriculture farmers who are living here, they are subsistence in nature. That is again our problem. So majority of our population, we are in this belt. So drought resistant crops we have to grow. So most of the time we experience drought. Drought means what? Lack of rain. Okay, less rain. Less than 75 centimeter rainfall areas or drought areas. Dry lands. Okay, dry lands. So this is the situation we have. Okay, so that is the reason most of the people here face hunger, malnutrition as well. Okay, so this you have to understand. So in these belt we have constructed large number of reservoirs, dams. That is the reason that is very significant for us. Those are the lifelines for us. Like Nagarjun Sagar here, it's a lifeline for us here because that is supplying irrigation at least to some areas. Some area come under irrigation because of a dam. Now you know why people worship dams now. You got the point, because at least we have got drinking water because of the reservoir here. Otherwise even that was not there. Like Almaty, Nagarjun Sagar, in this belt, they are like lifelines of this area because our population living here, at least they got some drinking water finally. So that is the reason we call them as temples of modern India. Okay, so this is very crucial. Okay, so reservoirs played a very crucial role in this. For example, remember we were discussing so many, like on Chambal, Gandhi Sagar, Jawahar Sagar, Rana Pratap Sagar, like that. So many reservoirs in this belt have become lifelines for the people. By providing some irrigation, we are able to cultivate some food crops, especially paddy. And also remember last class I was talking about the canal, Buckingham Canal here, Kakinada to Puducherry here. Remember this canal here. So those canals have become the lifelines now. That is the reason in Andhra coast we have water all the time. Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri river are connected. Remember we were discussing NW4, National Waterway 4, day before yesterday's class. National Waterway 4. As a result, this is again, that is the reason you see lot of paddy cultivation. 3 crops they grow. Okay, then Indira Gandhi Canal here. Indira Gandhi Canal from Harike all the way till Barmer district here. So this is again a lifeline for people of Rajasthan. Rajasthan Canal or Indira Gandhi Canal. It is the longest irrigation canal of India. Here. So from Satluj, Bias river in Harike they meet, and that is water is drawn down to Rajasthan. Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. So that is the reason these canals have become the lifelines everywhere. Okay, otherwise people would have suffered. Drinking water itself is not there here. Forget agriculture. You got it? That is the situation we have. So now you know most of the people live where? In the drought areas. Except the Ganga belt. Okay, except the Ganga Yamuna belt, all these are drought areas. Because except the Himalayan rivers, all these rivers are seasonal. Peninsular rivers are all seasonal. As a result, only during rainy season they have water. Rest of the time, no. So as a result, we have to remember this drought. So now all of you know. Irrigation again, come to irrigation part now. We have 3 types of irrigation. Major irrigation systems. Please write tube well and dug well. Then write canals. Then write tanks. Check your atlas. Now, irrigation map of India. Okay. Tube wells, dug wells, canals, tanks. Irrigation map, here only, wait. River map, all of you know, next to the river map, they have given irrigation. One second. This one, irrigation. You see, they have given the pie chart also. You can see tube well, dug well, then canal, here you can see, and then tanks, right? See that. Page number 38 in some atlas. Next page, this side, there, you notice, or go that side. No, here only. There's somewhere after that, after river basins you'll get. Notice the pie chart first below. There is a pie chart given in some atlas. Which is largest form of irrigation we have? Well, tube wells, dug wells we have. Okay. Then comes canals. Then comes tanks. Okay. So these canals are what? From the dams, reservoirs, surrounding areas of the reservoir. We have given canal network. That is the source of irrigation. Dug well, bore well is groundwater. Dug well, bore wells use groundwater. Canals use reservoir water from the reservoir. Dams and all, we have so many canals deviating out. Tanks are small ponds that we have, that we recharge during rainy season. Correct? Recharge during rainy season. Okay. So irrigation's main agenda, I told you, to protect the crops. To protect the crops. Protective irrigation. Protective irrigation to protect the crop from failure by providing irrigation. Other objective is productive irrigation, to increase the productivity of the agricultural land by providing sufficient water. By doing this, we are protecting the crop also, increasing the yield productivity also. Okay, so in Indian agriculture, most places have very low productivity per hectare. That is a big challenge we are facing. Means we are having lot of people working, lot of inputs added, but productivity is very less. So we have to increase productivity per hectare. Increasing that means our overall yield will increase. Okay, so whatever land we have to increase the productivity per hectare. As of now, we are leading in that also. Agriculture productivity, paddy cultivation mein 20 tons per hectare we have grown. A farmer in Bihar, okay, so he was able to grow 20 tons per hectare of paddy. So in China, 17 tons per hectare they have grown. So we are leading in that as well. But I'm saying we have to replicate this across the country. Okay, then our food production will increase, overall yield will increase. Okay, so protective irrigation and productive irrigation. So you have to understand this. So notice the irrigation map slightly, like you'll see some reservoirs also given. Quickly notice some reservoirs of the country, at least important ones. Start from south, Mullaperiyar, Tamil Nadu, Kerala border. Mullaperiyar. Remember Periyar River. It drains, it takes birth from Periyar Plateau. Okay, then flows west into Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. Then drains into Lakshadweep Sea, Arabian Sea. Notice that, Mullaperiyar. Then locate Stanley Reservoir or Mettur Dam on Kaveri River. Mettur Dam, Tamil Nadu. Mettur Dam. Correct? Notice that please. Then locate Krishnaraja Sagara, again KRS Dam, Kaveri. Locate Almaty, Krishna. Nagarjun Sagar. Given? Nagarjun Sagar Dam. Almaty is not given, okay. Nagarjun Sagar given? Yes. You notice that. Nagarjun Sagar, Krishna River, you can notice. Border, Telangana, Andhra border. Okay. So, Almaty is not given. Huh? Okay, it's okay. Just I'm showing you some major, why dams are important, I told you. Here I'll mention. Okay, give me one second here. Quickly we'll see this. In one of the classes we have done this, I remember. So I'll quickly write that. So this is water divide, correct? All of you know water divide. This is a mountain. This is also a mountain. And the upper part of the mountain, this ridge is called as the water divide because it directs water into two slopes. So notice this is a river here flowing. One major river is flowing here. Here, one river is flowing here. You can see here. So surrounding areas, when it rains here, what happens? The water falls here and flows in this direction. This water, notice this. All this water comes and drains into this. It will have its own tributaries like this. Small tributary network. Like this. So all the rivers, water flows down in the slope, joins this. Here also, this side also, you can see. So this is all called as catchment area. All this area, because the river is getting its water from surrounding areas. The area from where all the river gets its water is called as catchment area. All of you know this. Catchment area. This is all catchment area. Correct? So this is like this. So notice that now, this is the upper catchment, lower catchment. Okay, so when the water comes down here, it will join the main river from here also. Now here you notice the water volume will increase, so chances of flood is very high here. Chances of flood is very high here because three rivers are joining there. So as a result, more water means causes heavy flood in this area here. So what we have to do, we have to check dams means, sorry, check flood here means we have to build dams here. Dam here, one dam here, correct, one dam here, like this we have to build dams, reservoirs. When you build a dam, what happens? Large amount of water is stored behind a dam, backwater is created. Backwater is created. Let's say this is a backwater here. See here, all this backwater area you can see, because building a dam results in submergence. It looks like this. Here, see this, like this. Backwater is created. Okay, from this reservoir, don't you think we'll be building a lot of canals into the surrounding areas? Canals here in this area, lot of canals will deviate into different parts of that reservoir, providing irrigation water to the people. Surrounding people will get irrigation water. The area served by the dam, the interland of the dam, this area is called as command area. This area is called as command area. Okay, I'll write the spelling this side. I don't have space. What is that area called as? Command area. Command area. Command area is the area served by the dam by providing irrigation, drinking water into surrounding areas. Okay, so that means if we build a dam, all this area will be getting irrigation. Surrounding areas will get irrigation. That means canals will go in all direction like this. Canals. Those canal water will go and recharge the ground also. Ground recharge hoga. Small tanks are there in the villages that will get recharged. Correct. We are providing canal irrigation plus the groundwater recharge hoga to well also we get. Bore wells, dug wells mein pani aayega. Then we also get water in the tanks. Small tanks, ponds. Tank means ponds, village ponds. They also we get water. So using a reservoir, we are trying to recharge through canals. Ground also we are trying to recharge so that the villages in surrounding area will get borewell water also. Okay, they get water in the tanks, small tanks of the village. So like this we are trying to store the water, retain the water. Otherwise all the water will go in the river, finally to the ocean or sea. Before it goes there, we have to retain it in our soil or ground. So this area is called as command area. Where is that? Command area. Every dam has its own command area to which it serves. Okay, so when the command area we come to know, that area we have to develop the land. That is called as command area development project, development program, CADP, command area development program. Because initially when we build large number of dams, people were not ready to utilize that water properly, because throughout our if you notice last 300 years before independence, if you notice, we were ruled by the British. What British did? They forced our farmers to grow cash crops. They didn't allow them to grow food crops. So generations of farmers knew only to grow cash crops, because father was growing cash crop. His father also was forced to grow cash crop. His father also was forced to grow cash crop. As a child, he knows cash crop, but he doesn't know how to grow paddy. So our farmers lost touch with food grains. That's what happened after independence. You got it? Suddenly when we built dams, reservoirs, what happened? We were unable to use that water properly to grow food grains. So then government started command area development program to teach our farmers how to utilize the water for irrigation, how to utilize the water for growing food crops like wheat, paddy and all. We taught the farmers. That is called as command area development program. Okay, so we prepared the land, slope and all we have to develop for providing water. All that was done during the command area development project in 1974. Okay, this started in 1974. You take 1947, say 1970s, large number of dams. You see one more dam, Chambal River mein, on Chambal, Gandhi Sagar, Jawahar Sagar, Rana Pratap Sagar. All these dams were built in that period. Bakra Nangal, you notice Satluj River, Himachal Pradesh. Govind Ballabh Sagar in UP. Rihand, Govind Ballabh Sagar. Okay, Teesta 1, 2, 3, 4 from Sikkim to West Bengal. So notice all the Reverse. You got it. These dams were built during this period. So now we have irrigation. Using the irrigation, we are able to grow more crops now, food grain crops now. Okay. Otherwise we were growing only cash crops most of the time. Now you got to know, okay, irrigation, how this changed the face of the country now. So that is the reason in 1970s we were ready for green revolution. At least some sectors had irrigation, which we utilized during the green revolution. Okay. So all of you know what is command area. Okay. Command area development program, how it all started. Hope all of you remember. This is watershed, basin, river basin, drainage basin, watershed, drainage basin. All of you should remember. Okay. So I'm just telling you how the irrigation is very crucial. Okay. Canal we built. Okay. All this we have covered already. So canal irrigation, tanks, tube wells and dug wells helped us to increase our irrigation land. By doing this, we are able to grow more food crops. Okay. Any doubt there? Okay. So now pay attention now. So in your atlas you can see pie chart, they have given other forms of irrigation. They have given other forms of irrigation is drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, trench irrigation and all that. That is comes under other. So micro irrigation techniques developed by Israel, for example, they are also being adopted in all drylands, because Israel also comes under dryland category. Correct? Because the problem with dryland is what? No water. Correct? Soil moisture is low. So many parts of the world, especially in the tropical, subtropical region, they all face the same problem. Drought. Africa, you take sub-Saharan African belt. South America, you notice. Parts of Asia, you notice. All are drought areas only, including India. As a result, where the soil moisture is very low, we have to judiciously use the water. We can't spend water unnecessarily. So as a result, we have to use the water judiciously. So we use micro irrigation techniques now. Micro irrigation. In the water only we add fertilizers also. Fertigation techniques. Fertigation is the practice of adding fertilizers with water. We are adding water also, with that fertilizers also added in small quantity. Drip by drip it will go to the plant directly. Most of the places where water is available in excess, we are over irrigating the land. What happens when we put more water? Over irrigation we call it as. So either the water will evaporate or the water will percolate. It is not going to the plant. When you put water, don't think it is going to the plant. It is not. It is going where? Either up, evaporation, or either ground, percolation. So we have to use that water judiciously, so that drop by drop the plant should get sufficient moisture that is required, not unnecessary water. Okay. So as a result, we need to add water judiciously. Even in paddy also, we think that flooding the paddy lands will increase the yield. No. The recent technique says we have to make sure the paddy lands are not always flooded. During some period, we have to reduce the water also. Alternative flooding we have to practice. Okay. So new methods, SRI we call it as system of rice intensification, have come now. New technologies have come. New practices have come, where we can increase the paddy yield by alternatively flooding the land rather than always flooding the paddy. All of you have seen paddy land, Allah? So that's what we are talking about. So judicious use of water here. So that also we need to address. Micro irrigation, fertigation, okay, and also drought resistant crops. Drought resistant crops we have to grow here in these areas which use less water, and at least help the farmers to sustain, livestock to sustain. So the research in drylands comes under the organization called ICRISAT. It's located in Hyderabad, outskirts of Hyderabad. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. I'll write here. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. Semi-arid tropics. So large number of scientists from Africa, Israel, South America, they are all working here. Where? Here in Hyderabad. Indian scientists along with the other scientists of the world to address the problems of dry land. Because majority of the world population lives in the dry land. Livestock live in dry land. So there are many places people and livestock are dying without water, drinking water. Correct. Hunger, malnutrition, famine is very high in dry lands around the world. So we are trying to address. So they are very ICRISAT, very important organization. Okay, ICRISAT stands for International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. Please remember this. Okay. So now you know the situation where what we have. Okay. Clear? Micro irrigation, drip irrigation, correct, sprinkler, all this comes under this micro irrigation techniques. So in many places, let's say in Gulf and all, they are completely drought areas, no drinking water in Gulf countries. So they are also converting seawater into fresh water. Reverse osmosis. Desalinization plants they have set up. Desalinization plants. Israel, for example, Gulf countries, for example, they don't have water. Sea water only they are converting into fresh water now. In many of these areas, they don't have drinking water itself. Drinking water is very expensive. If you go to these countries, you have to pay more for water than oil. You got it? So as a result, here we don't think about that, correct? We can't understand that because we have abundant water resource across the country, especially rainy season mein. So we don't know the value. There you go, there every bottle, every drop of water is respected. People who are living in the oasis, remember desert oasis mein? See? Such a scarce water conditions they are living. So most countries, in order to meet their daily needs, they are converting seawater also. And many places, the soil is not fertile. That is again another challenge of drought areas. Soil is not fertile. So low soil fertility is another challenge. Low soil fertility. Infertile soil. Remember while discussing soil, I was telling you Urvara, Usara, fertile, sterile soils. So now soil is also not suitable for growing. Excess alkalinization is there. Salt. Deserts may we have more salt. Too much salt also not favorable. So many of the countries who are in dry areas, they now are practicing hydroponics. Now. So whatever water they have, they're adding nutrients into the water which is in the soil and growing crops. Practice of growing crops in water is called as hydroponics. Okay. Hydroponic is a practice of growing crops in water. So they add all the nutrients to the water. The roots are immersed in the water. So the plant grows. In that water they leave some fish also. The manure from the fish also acts as fish droppings also act as a manure for the plant. So pisciculture is also practiced along with this hydroponics. So all these new emerging techniques have come up because to address the dry lands basically. Hydroponics. So dry land farming is a challenge. Wherever there is water, that much challenge is not there. But dry land is a challenge here. Okay. So please remember this. Types of crops, just quickly write. First write cropping season. Cropping seasons in India. We have 3 cropping season: Kharif, Rabi, Zaid. 3 Arabic words. Zaid, actually Zaid, pronounced as Zaid. Rabi, Kharif. Kharif coincides with monsoon season. Okay. Rabi winter. Then summer. Zaid is summer season. 3 cropping seasons we have. And Kharif sowing starts in May, June, depending upon the rainfall. Sowing starts either in May or June, depending upon the rainfall reports. Okay, from the IMD, when the rainfall will occur in that part of the country. So farmers decide that based on when they get sufficient moisture. May, June. Harvesting in September, October. This one, October, November they grow. February is the harvesting. In winter we grow winter crops, especially in North India. If you go, we'll see paddy, correct, mustard in winter here. Then March, April, May. February, March, April to May is Zaid season. March, April, May. Summer we grow summer crops. Winter we grow winter crops. Kharif we go Kharif. Season में monsoon crops. Water intensive crops during monsoon. Okay. Some crops are annual crops. It takes almost 1 year, like sugarcane, banana and all. Where irrigation is available, where soil moisture is very high, then we can grow those crops, sugarcane and banana and all. Even paddy also, water intensive crops. Imagine for growing 1 kg of rice, we require 3000 to 5000 liters of water. Can you imagine? I'm just telling you statistics. 1 kg of rice grow 1 kg of rice we require 3000 to 5000 liters of water. So you can imagine now. So water intensive crops. That is the reason we can't grow rice and all in the dry areas. Okay. So this cropping season what we have is different for North India, South India. Because North India winters are very severe. South India winters are warm, not that cold. Correct na? So that is then if you come to Andhra belt, coastal Andhra, correct, where we have irrigation, they grow paddy all 3 seasons. In summer also they grow, rainy season also they grow, they also grow in winter also. Because water is available. Water is available, Allah. Just like Andhra, coastal Andhra, Vijayawada, all this belt. So we have water always. So they grow paddy three times, or sugarcane. They'll put sugarcane and they'll wait. Rich farmers there. So Punjab, Haryana also. Punjab mein what happens? Winters are severe, right? Then they grow. Kharif season mein they grow paddy. Winter season mein they grow wheat. Both crops are there. Summer and winter like that. Okay. So like that they alternate. In North Indian seasons mein slight variation is there. Because North India winter becomes very, very peak. Very, very cold. Then we can't grow certain crops. For paddy, temperature should be more than 22. Winter temperature drops, Allah. As a result, we can't grow in winter. But in South India, almost that warm conditions are there throughout the year. So we can grow paddy all 3 times. 3 crops. Okay. So variation is there. You remember. From South India to North India. North of Narmada. So winters are very, very cold. South of Narmada, slightly warm. Okay. Next, right? Cropping intensity. Cropping intensity in India. Cropping intensity. Okay, CI. Cropping intensity is CI. Cropping intensity is the ratio of gross cropped area by net sown area into 100. Cropping intensity is the ratio of gross cropped area to net sown area into 100. Okay. So net sown area is the area under present cultivation. Remember, arable land is all the land that is available for cultivation, suitable for cultivation is arable. In that, net sown area is the land under present cultivation. Correct? Please write the definition again here also. NSA, net sown area. Please write. Net sown area is the area under present cultivation. present cultivation. Area under present cultivation is called as net sown area. The land under present cultivation. This is U. Okay. Area under present cultivation is net sown area. Okay. Right. Next, gross cropped area is the area sown more than once in agricultural year. Agricultural year consists of 3 seasons. Agricultural year consists of 3 seasons. We start with May, June. Say next till next May is the agricultural year. Agricultural year consists of how many seasons? 3. Remember that. So right, gross cropped area is the area sown, SOWN, sown more than once in an agricultural year. Area sown more than once in an agricultural year. Okay, we'll discuss this now. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. See, land available for us is same. We have 3 seasons. How well we can utilize it can determine our cropping intensity. Higher the cropping intensity, more is the food production of the country. You got it? So if I am not utilizing the land properly, that means our cropping intensity will be very low. Okay, I'll tell you now. Can I go to next page? Okay, is the area sown more than once in an agricultural year. So I'll take an example now. Okay, next page here. Cropping intensity I am calculating. Gross cropped area divided by net sown area into 100. Let's say a farmer, example, a farmer has a land of 100 hectares. 100 hectares. Okay, that is the net sown area he has now. He can cultivate that land now. Is planning to presently cultivate that land in the agricultural year. How much? 100 hectares. Let's say now in the Kharif season, notice this please, then Rabi season and Zaid season. In Kharif season, water is available. Correct. As a result, most of the time water is available, laborer is also available. So he will use all 100 hectares, or let's say 90. Out of 100 he is using how much? 90. 90 hectares he is cultivating. 10 hectares he is leaving fallow. 10 hectares is leaving fallow. What is fallow? You know, current fallow is if it is uncultivated less than one year, it is called as current fallow. Good. So he is cultivating only 90. Next, Rabi season, winter season. So then what he will do? He will not use all. So he will, let's say, cultivate 40 hectares. Rest of the land is leaving fallow. That part. Correct. Next, in Zaid season is, let's say, is cultivating only 20 hectares he is cultivating. Rest of the land is keeping fallow because summer. Zaid is summer season, hot, dry season. As a result, he is keeping it fallow. So what is the land he has utilized now out of 100 hectares? In Kharif season, 90. So right, 90 plus 40 plus 20, how much? Divided by 100. Net sown area available was 100. Correct. So we do this now. 150 divided by, correct, 100. So 150% is the cropping intensity. Okay, like that. So let's say 25 only will take. 25. Here also I'll make it 25. 25. So that is becomes 155% into 100. Oh, you have to do 100 into 100. Okay, so you'll get the answer in 155%. Correct? Okay, so 155% is the cropping intensity of that farmer. This is the cropping intensity of India. India's cropping intensity as of now is 155%. Okay, if you take all the area in India, arable net sown area is 100. Correct. And how much land we are utilizing in different seasons? We are getting 155%. So the cropping intensity is, let's say, for example, I'll give another example. Let's say a farmer has 100 hectares, same. He has used all 100 hectares in each season because he want to grow more crops. It's not possible. Practically speaking, we are not giving rest to the land. Soil also needs rest. Correct. Otherwise soil will become barren over the period of time. If you have crops all the season, fertilizers you are adding, pesticides you are adding, insecticides you are adding, correct, water logging also, the soil becomes barren after a while. I'm just taking example. Now what is the cropping intensity for this example? 100 plus 100 plus 100 divided by 100 into 100. So this is 300% a cropping intensity. This is the maximum we can go. Maximum we are reaching. So as of now we are 155%. China has around 170%. China and India has very high cropping intensity of all the countries in the world because we have large population to feed. Correct. We have to grow more and more. Every season we have to cultivate more land. Then what happens? Cropping intensity will increase. More cropping intensity, higher the yield, higher the productivity. We have more food crops in the country. Okay. Some parts cropping intensity is very low. Rayalaseema very low. Rajasthan very low. Ladakh very low. Why? No water. You got the point. Laborers are not there. So all that is the problem we are facing. Lack of labor, lack of inputs, lack of money. Farmers need money also. Allah. So as a result, all agriculture is a challenge for many places. Government is not fixing minimum support price right time. They're making delays. Obviously, farmers will not grow anything. So they leave their land fallow. When they leave the land fallow, what happens to the cropping intensity? Comes down. Every year, cropping intensity changes in the country. I'm saying on an average, cropping intensity in the country is 155% as of now. Maximum we can go is 300%. Where we cultivate all, which is not possible. This is not a practical example, what I have given here. Okay, not possible. But many countries are trying to increase their cropping intensity, like Bangladesh, for example. Agricultural nation. Pakistan, for example. Agricultural. Correct. They have to cultivate, otherwise they will not get food. So, what is cropping intensity? All of you know. Clear? Please write. The cropping intensity. Cropping intensity is high along river valleys and wherever we have alluvial soil. Remember alluvial soil, river valleys mein we have alluvial soil. There cropping intensity is very high. Okay, wherever we have high labor availability, because agriculture is a labor intensive sector. Correct, we need labor. So when it comes to labor, I'll tell you one aspect is there. We have disguised unemployment also in agriculture. We have underemployment also in agriculture. You have to understand, we have two aspects to the labor. One is disguised unemployment. I'll tell you how. Disguised unemployment also we have. In some areas we have underemployment also. So what is happening in most farms we have a lot of laborers who are working in the field. Correct? Let's say around 100 workers are working and they are producing so and so yield. Even if I remove 30 of them, next year 70 of them are working. We are getting the same yield. You're getting the point. Like 70 workers are getting the same yield as 100 workers working in the same field, producing the same yield. What happened to the 30 workers, extra workers who are working there? Disguised unemployment. Okay, don't you think we could have used their labor in some other sector? Correct. Processing sector, industrial sector. So we have disguised unemployment in most farms across the country. Okay, we have more labor availability, but the output is same. So that 30 extra workers who are working, they are not increasing the yield. It is same. So in many places, what is happening? Most of the farmers are moving to cities. To other sectors like industries, or working as construction laborers. They are working as construction laborers. Most of the farmers. You ask our villagers, where are they going? They are going for some construction, apartment or house construction, because they get a lot of money. So when all of them go for other occupation, like we have Manrega also, they get alternative employment in those sectors. So they go for other works. So then labor availability will decrease in most farms when they are required. Let's say I'm a farmer, I have a land, I'm planning to cultivate. So I'll ask for laborers previous day I'll go and ask, nobody will come. We already have agreed there somewhere, we have to go. You got it? So most of the time during the cropping season, sowing season mein farmers are not getting laborers. That is also there. Underemployment. Most of the land is left fallow because of lack of availability of laborers also. Underemployment is also there. So we have disguised unemployment in some areas. We have underemployment also in many areas. Okay. So labor has a very dynamic part here. Wherever labor availability is very high, their cropping industry has increased. Wherever the labor availability is low, cropping industry has dropped. That season, in that season. Okay. So next, right, cropping industries also depend upon government incentives. Government incentives. Government incentives also. Okay. Because MSP, like for example, minimum support price. Minimum support price. Let's say government will say before the crop sowing itself, they'll say, so this year if you grow this much of 1 quintal of jowar, ragi, bajra, so we'll give pulses, we'll give this much. So government has said that means if I grow that much, I'll get this money. So people will get an idea. Okay, they don't have to depend upon the market value later on. The fluctuation of the market and all will be prevented. So farmers will be secured. Farmers' hard work is secured by giving the minimum support price. Okay, please remember this. Otherwise, let's say I'm a farmer, I'm growing something, I don't know what is going to happen. Whether I might get less or more, that I don't know. So that dilemma is there. But when the government already issues minimum support price for some crop, the farmers will be confident. At least if I get good yield, government will give me the money. Correct. So government incentives. Farmers insurance, farmer insurance, crop insurance are now coming up now. Correct. Farmers insurance, crop insurance. All this is kind of assurance given by the government for the farmers. So that will help them to grow more crops. Then many places directly the government is transferring money to the farmers account. So that also there is kind of incentives. Availability of funds from NABARD and other banks. Now every bank, public sector has been made mandatory to give some amount of money to the farmers. They have to keep some capital for farming sector. So our farmers don't have to rely on money lenders. Otherwise, you know how money lenders are. They'll give money, they'll take your property papers. Correct. So that is again another problem for us. So government incentives are also, like banks also provide loans. Banks like NABARD and all. So that also financial incentives are also given to the farmers. That is also we can add. All the fertilizer subsidies, seed subsidies, correct? Subsidy. That is already there. Allah. Subsidies is a kind of government incentives. For buying fertilizers, for buying seeds, everything government is paying the subsidy now for the farmers to reducing the burden on the farmers. So all this will increase the cropping industry in the country. Okay. So also you should know wherever the population density is very high, there also cropping industry has increased. So you write agricultural density. Agricultural density. Another aspect is physiological density. Physiological density. Please write. Wherever physiological density is very high or agricultural density is very high, there also cropping intensity is very high. What is physiological density? Please write. Physiological density is total population of the country depend upon agriculture, arable land. Okay. I'll write in the next page. Can I go to the next page? Okay. First is physiological density. Physiological density. Because don't you think the entire country is depend upon agricultural land? Correct. How much is the arable land? Somewhere around 52%. 52% is our arable land. That is land suitable for cultivation. Arable land is, first you should know, arable land, there is land suitable for cultivation is around 51% to 52% in the country, in India. Entire population of India are depend upon agricultural land for food, daily food requirements. So physiological density, please write, is number of people dependent on arable land. Arable land. So we have very high physiological density in India because our population is 1.5 billion. Okay, I'll explain. I know most of you have a doubt. Population density means what? What is population density normally? Number of persons per square kilometer. Correct. Here we are taking the entire country for calculating. Total population divided by total area of the country. But here I am not taking the total area. I am taking only the arable area. I am taking not the total area of the country. I am taking only the arable land. Arable land. Because all of us are dependent upon the agricultural land. I told you land use class. We are using land for other purpose also. Forest. We have industries, non-agricultural. We have plantation. We have grasses and scrubs, unproductive land and all. We have so many other types of land use. Only 52% of the country is arable. Arable. So we are all dependent upon what actually? Arable land for our food. So India has very high physiological density. Number of people depend upon arable land, which is very high. 1.5 billion people divided by agricultural land, arable land we have. So physiological density is very high in India. So population density is number of persons per square kilometer or square mile, which is around, as per 2011 census, 382 per square kilometer. All of you know this? Correct? 382 persons per square kilometer as per 2011 census. 2011 census. Whereas our physiological density is number of total population depend upon arable land. If you take number of people here means total population. Total population divided by arable land. Arable land. Our physiological density is 700 persons per square kilometer of arable land. Square kilometer of arable land. So very high. Population pressure is very high. So physiological density talks about population pressure on agriculture. Correct. Bangladesh, it is 2000 persons per square kilometer. They have very high physiological density. Why do you think people are migrating out of Bangladesh? There is a reason. Because more people are dependent upon agricultural land, but food production is low. Flood is affecting them. So they move out. No other occupation. So they come to India, where we have problem now. Like that. So that is migration is again, illegal migration itself is a problem for us now. So physiological density is total population depend upon arable land. So number of persons per square kilometer of arable land. Okay, please remember. Next word, agricultural density. Agricultural density, please write. Agricultural density is number of farming families, number of farmers, cultivators, farming families per arable land, per square kilometer of arable land. Square kilometer of arable land. Because they are the one who are growing our crops. Total population is depend upon arable land for meeting our food. But number of farmers who are cultivating our land, cultivators, farmers, families per square kilometer of arable land is called as agricultural density. Agricultural density. Correct. Let's say this classroom is the total population. Total population, all of us are dependent upon this agricultural land for food. So that is physiological density. Out of this class, let's say only 30% here are farmers here. So they are the one who are cultivating this. Rest of them are not. That is agricultural density. Number of farmers, farmer families, cultivators per square kilometer of arable land gives us agricultural density. Okay. So agricultural density gives an idea about efficiency of the farm, efficiency of the arable land. How much farmers are there working. Physiological density gives us the idea about population pressure. How much pressure we have on the agricultural land. Correct. Higher the population, higher is the population pressure on the agricultural land. So soil gets degraded because of this. Because a lot of pressure is down on the land. So that means what? Every year we have to cultivate. We can't leave the land fallow, rest for even 1 year. Can we stop cultivating our entire agricultural area 1 year? No, we can't. Because our population pressure is very high. All those countries which have very high physiological density, they have very high cropping intensity. Okay, cropping intensity depends upon various factors. Okay, so I'll tell you the statistics. As of now, highest cropping intensity list I have. One second, let me open that. See here, Punjab 196%. So you can see Punjab will meet all this criteria it will meet. So cropping intensity, you write cropping intensity one side, states you write other side. Wait, I'll write this side. States. Just some statistics is required. Punjab 196, Haryana 188, UP, especially Western UP 175%, Tamil Nadu 175%, West Bengal 170%, Bihar 165%. All these states are more than our national average. Correct? Some states are more than our national average. Our national average is 155 cropping intensity. So this side I'll write the index also. Very high cropping intensity, high cropping intensity, moderate, low. If the cropping intensity is more than 175%, it is called as very high. Okay, 175% to 150%, it is called as high. 150% to 125 is called as less than 125 is low. So cropping intensity of the country, if it is more than 175%, it is called as very high. Ours is not very high, correct? Ours comes in moderate category. Cropping intensity is 175 to 150% is high cropping intensity. 150 to 125 is moderate. Ours is in this category. Oh, sorry, in this category, high cropping intensity. Slightly in the border case, we are. Okay. Low is less than 125%. So cropping intensity के बारे में they'll ask one question. Physiological density, agricultural density, prelims में they can ask. Okay. So if we increase our cropping intensity, what will happen? We'll be able to increase our yield, more production, and we can export, we can meet our needs of the growing population. Clear? Cropping intensity के बारे में you know what is physiological density, agricultural density. Okay. So in GS all this will come. Correct? We are not doing optional geography. We are doing GS actually. In GS they have asked all these questions. They have asked. Cropping intensity क्या है and all they are asking now. This is simple. Population density, all of you know. Here we take number of persons per total area of the country, per square kilometer we take. But here we are not taking total area. We are taking only arable land, agricultural area. Okay. Here we are taking farmers per arable land. Next, right? Okay. Crop classification you write. So when I say crops, it includes food grains. Food grains. Okay. Food grains include cereals, pulses. Cereals further includes coarse grain, fine grain, coarse grain, fine grain. Coarse includes maize, wheat, paddy. There is coarse. This one, rice. There is paddy, wheat. Correct. Maize. All of you know maize, corn. Please write. Okay. Fine is ragi, bajra, jowar. Correct. Millets, small other we get millets. Okay, these are fine cereals. Pulses again we have gram, pea. Correct. All dals. Correct. All that, beans and all. Grams, peas and beans comes under pulses. These are food grains. So when we say green revolution targeted food grain cultivation in the country, we are talking about this. Mainly green revolution targeted this part, these two, rice and wheat. Right, first this one. Okay, then right next, oil seeds category. Oil seeds starting from sunflower, groundnut, mustard, then rapeseed, linseed. All these are oil seeds. Okay, edible. All these are edible. We use this for cooking edible oil. This is also again, this becomes agro-based industries later. Okay, remember, we'll discuss this in industries, agro-based industries sector as well. Okay, next, right below this, continue here. I don't have space here. You continue like a flow chart. It should go. Okay, below, next category, right, fiber crops such as cotton, jute, hemp, right, beverage crops, tea, coffee, right, cash crops, commercial crops, plantation. Can I say coconut is a plantation, rubber is a plantation? Correct. Tea, coffee are plantation crops also. Okay, permanent plantation, tea, coffee, cocoa. Yes. Okay, all these are commercial cash crops. May I'll write sugarcane. Let's say we can write rubber already we have written here. Tobacco, spices, dry fruits, all that very expensive, and also they bring a lot of revenue to the farmers. Okay. Silk I'm not writing in fiber crops. Correct. Silk I'm not adding because mulberry we grow, We feed it to the bomboxy mori. From that we get silk. If you want, we can add silk. You add mulberry. We have different types. We can add linen also. Please add. From flax plant fibers we get linen. Linen shirts, linen pants we wear. Correct. All that is flax plant say. I'm just giving us kind of overview what crops. Further right, horticulture. Next last category, horticulture. Right. Can I go back? Here, in some exams, they also have asked other names also. For example, ragi is finger millet, right? Bajra is pearl millet, they call it as. Jowar is sorghum. I don't know the local names. You should know. Correct. Local names, you know. So, jowar, bajra, ragi, they'll ask, what is the other name? Ragi is finger millet. Because if you see ragi plant, it look like fingers on top, you might have seen. Bajra, it looks like pearls. You would have seen hard pearl-like appearance. So, jowar is sorghum. Other names they have asked. Sorghum. So, add horticulture, next category. Horticulture. Here. There. Below that, horticulture, right? Horticulture is fruits, vegetables, flowers. Flowers, floriculture. Further. Okay. Please write horticulture as a next category. I'll go to the next page. I'll write here horticulture. Horticulture. In that you write fruits, vegetables, leafy vegetables comes under this. Flowers. Okay. Fruits may again cultivation of grapes. Grapes is viticulture. Especially grapes is viticulture. Citrus fruits, grapes, viticulture. Okay. Horticulture, floriculture and all you know now. Growing flowers is floriculture. Okay. So I'll go back. So this is a crop classification. In one page you should get this. Done with this? This one? This one. Oh, right. Next we'll see classification of agriculture. Biggest topic is classification. Done? So write this please. Whittlesey's classification. So Whittlesey's classification of agriculture. This is the most popular classification. In 1936, US agronomist Derwent Whittlesey came up with this classification. So his classification was so elaborate. After this, nobody gave any classification. You got it? He wrote in such a way, so he gave no chance to others to come up with any other classification. Because, let's say if I'm giving a classification, if there is some discrepancy in that, somebody else will come and give another classification. Some changes will be there. But this fellow made sure that he has given all types, all forms of agriculture for the entire world. I am not talking about India. For the entire world he gave, which applies to all countries. So he gave no chance for others to come up with another classification. So that as after that, nobody even tried also. So they all accepted this. Oh, this is fine. So you can imagine. So Whittle's his classification. Okay, right. So he used 5 criteria and he classified world into 13 types of agricultural regions. 13. So this will go on for another 2 hours. So 5 criteria he used. Okay, first criteria, crop and animal association, because many places we use animals also. Correct. Mixed farming. Capital and labor, how much capital intensive it is and labor intensive it is, because in Europe and North America laborers are less, it is more mechanized. In Europe, North America, agriculture is mechanized, machineries are used, harvesting, sowing. Correct. Even for fertilizers also they use a lot of machinery. So now slowly we are catching up, we are using drones and all now. So but not much as Europe and North America. Then productivity, how much is the productivity of the agricultural land. Fourth criteria, consumption pattern, what is the consumption pattern of that area, means whether they are consuming everything or they are selling in the market. Consumption pattern, commercial or subsistence. Fifth one, methods and techniques. Fifth criteria I am writing here, methods and techniques. Write all this first, then I'll go and write next page mein the 13 types of agriculture. What are the methods and techniques, because in different parts of the world different techniques are used. Based on that he has given 13 types of agriculture based on these 5 criteria. Can I go to next page? Methods and techniques, right first. You have to increase the speed of writing also, many of you, because that will help you in your answer writing also. How much time you take to complete the answer also matters, otherwise you will not be able to complete the paper. Let's say all the 20 questions you know in the exam, let's say most of the time you will not know most of them. So let's say you know all the 20 questions and you are trying to attempt full, so then you will run out of time if your speed is low. Will come type, yes, one of the type. 13th type, truck farming. I told you he has included all, so there is no scope for new addition. I'll go next page right now. Order in this order only you have to write. That is the reason even I am referring. Otherwise, the 13 I can write, but order is there. Okay, nomadic herding first. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation. Oh, I think I'll not be able to write all 13 in one page. Okay, but you start writing like this. Remember Mediterranean agriculture, winter rain. Those areas also he has included. First two he called it as near ecological methods, means close to nature. Near ecological. These he called it as subsistence. Mostly subsistence in nature, because whatever they cultivate they use self consumption के लिए, not for commercial. 7th onwards you can see till 11th commercial. 11th I'll write, 11th 12th 13th I'll write. Number, I think I have missed something. What happened? Wait. Let me check from the beginning. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, one number I missed here. Up to 5th is correct. I'll add 1 year, okay? 6th one, subsistence, crop and livestock. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11. 12th, 13th I'll write next. Okay. I know you're writing slow, you can add 1. So this order, if you remember, it will be easy. Okay. 12th and 13th I'll write. 12th is specialized horticulture, also called as truck farming. 12th. Can I go to the next page? Oh, right. Okay, right. Aeroponics also we can add. That is all modern methods. Na? Not everybody is following it. Correct. We can do it in our home also. Aeroponics. Okay. Tower like nowadays all this is modern means. This is all horticulture mein. Horticulture. Because you are using aeroponics for what? For growing leafy vegetables mainly. Micro, let's say we have, I forgot the correct word. Microgreen. All these sprouts and all we call it as they are microgreens. So microgreens also people are growing now. All for all seeds they are soaking in water, keeping them correct in a substrate, and small we can see microgreens also. That is very rich in nutrition. People who go to gym and all they consume microgreens more now. That is all horticulture mein aayega. Specialized horticulture, aeroponics, hydroponics and all. Okay. Can I go to next page? 12th one is specialized horticulture, also under this commercial category. Commercial category में add 12th one, specialized horticulture, also called as truck farming. This also commercial. 13th one is commercial plantation. Commercial plantation. This one he called it as cash crop. Commercial plantation like tea, coffee, rubber, spices. Okay, so 13 types of agriculture he added. Which one? 12th is commercial. That is the reason I left it here. See, 12th. Space I don't have here. Okay, 12th is commercial. This is also commercial only, but cash crop. Only growing cash crops. So start from the first one. No. Whittle's classification. First one is nomadic herding. First heading, nomadic herding. Because when I cover this topic, it will be for world also, India also. It will apply to both. As a result, once we cover this Indian agriculture also, we can understand. Okay. First one, nomadic herding. Okay. So see the word nomad. Nomads are those people who do not have a settled life, who keep migrating from one place to another in search of food and water. Nomad. Please write that. Nomads are people who migrate in search of food and water, who do not have a settled life. Okay, that is first word. People who keep shifting. Okay, migrating. People who migrate from one place to another. One place to another. In search of food and water. Are nomads basically. Initially we were all nomads. Correct? We were all migrating from one place to another in search of food and water. Remember out of Africa theory? I told you we all evolved in Africa and the journey of mankind started in Africa. We all evolved from apes. Correct? And we started migrating. Homo erectus, then Homo sapien, Homo sapiens, sapiens. We all migrated out of Africa actually. Okay. So Africa is our motherland. Okay. So as a result, if you notice, so that is nomads. Initially we were all nomads. So then we started rearing animals also. Animals were our first associates with whom we migrated. Wild dogs we migrate. We can say domesticated. Wild dogs were the first to be domesticated. Then cattle, sheep, goat, hen, pigs, horses, mules, cattle, all this. They are non-aggressive. They don't harm us. As a result, we domesticated them. And we started taking them also. That is herd. The group of animals, group of livestock is called as herd. Group of livestock. Okay. So it was the wild dogs were our first companions when it comes to livestock. And then other species were reared, domesticated by us. So because they were source of food for us. Correct. Milk, meat, leather, hide, all this we get from livestock. Source of protein also. As a result, people started rearing them so that whenever they want food, they can depend upon them. They don't have to go hunting. Correct. Another one, if you have to write, hunters and gatherers, we can write tribal occupation. Hunters and gatherers are basically tribal occupation. Basically, that I am not including in agriculture. Even Whittle's didn't include that. Hunting and gathering, where tribes go hunt animals for food. We call it as wild meat, bush meat. We call it as. That is not included in agriculture here because we are including only those livestock association we have included. So herd is group of livestock. Okay. So along with our herd, we migrate in search of food and water. You would have seen fresh pasture wherever the green pasture comes. They come. sheep, goat, they graze and then continue. You might have seen a lot of people in villages, they do that. They start in one season, they come back after many months, they come back to their village. During that time, they want money, they'll sell the sheep or goat. Correct? So as a result, they get income also from that. So as a result, nomadic herding is what? People who migrate along with their herds. Okay. In many parts of the world, especially we have seen in India, Himachal Pradesh, J&K and all, people migrate in one season and come back to their villages in another. Let's say summer. As soon as the spring starts, let's say in the month of March, snow melts, fresh pastures grow. So the tribe called Gujar Bakarwals of Himachal Pradesh and J&K, what they do, they start migrating with their livestock in the month of March, April. When the snow melts, fresh pasture comes on the mountains. So they take their herd there, livestock there, graze it till autumn. Correct. Autumn may they come back because after autumn, winter starts. So they will not be over the mountain slope. It will be very cold, snow will cover. So they will not get feed. So they come back. Then they rest in winter. Again, summer comes, spring comes, they go back. During that season, the sheep has wool that they remove and sell. Like pashmina wool, we have shatul. All this comes during that season only, March, April. Once they remove the wool, they take the sheep for grazing again. Next, till autumn. Then come back. This is called as transhumance. Transhumance is a practice of seasonal migration of people along with their herd. Please write. What is transhumance? See the spelling, kind of different word. Unique word. Please write. Seasonal migration of people along with their herd. Seasonal migration of people along with their herds. Practiced by Gujar Bakarwal. I am writing the spelling. Gujars, tribe, Bakarwals of Himachal Pradesh, J&K. Border. Okay. So we have them. Then in South India we have Kuruba tribe, Kuruba community. They also do this. Kurubas. Karnataka, Andhra. Kuruba tribe. Kuruba community people also practice that sheep rearing and herding. Okay. Around the world, this nomadic herders we have in Mongolia, Mongols, Kazakhstan, Kazakhs. Basically, these people are all tribes who practice livestock rearing. Because in these areas, Central Asia and Mongolia, agriculture is underdeveloped. Because they have very short growing season. Remember I was telling you while discussing Mongolia. Mongolia is a temperate country, harsh climate, cold most of the time, snow covered. Only during certain season, snow will melt. April, May it will melt. June, July, August, September, they have surface. Rest October, May again snowfall. Growing season is very short. Here we don't understand because throughout the year we have growing season. But in many countries, growing season is very short. In that season, pastures grow, grasses grow. So the animals feed on those those grasses, pastures. That is a food. So they rear a lot of livestock. That is a source of food for them. So please remember, Mongols, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz tribes, Bedouins, Berbers. This is Saudi Arabia and Africa, Arabian Peninsula. Africa, Arabian Peninsula, these two tribes, Bedouins and Berbers. For example, in Saudi Arabia, who are the people there? Berbers tribe. Now they are rich because of oil. You got it? Earlier they were rearing camels. Camel herders basically. North Africa, Sahara and all. That is Bedouin. These tribes were basically camel herders. They rear camels, that is their lifestyle. But now, because of oil and all, they have become very rich now. So we have Kyrgyz, Kazakhs, Mongols, Central Asian tribes. They are all basically nomadic herders. In India also we have. Many communities in India also are nomadic herders. nomadic herding is one of the types of agriculture. Why? Because livestock association is included here, and it's near ecological practice, close to nature. Correct. Here, people and animal live close to nature, so near ecological practice. The reason I have added here one. Okay, first one. Okay, see in your atlas now. World agriculture atlas में map should show world agriculture. I'll use 1 second. Go to the world map. Behind the world map, there will be agriculture somewhere. Rainfall, Köppen's classification we have done. 1, 1, 2. Here. This this you. 112. Here, this parts. In some atlas, they have given. Stock raising, they have given. In your atlas, they have given a stock raising. Livestock raising, stock raising they have given. Don't think of stocks and share market here. Okay, we are not talking about that stock. We are talking about livestock. In your atlas, the word is stock raising. Dekho? Nomadic herding given in some atlas. Okay. Soil, land use, agriculture. All of you got it? Nomadic herders or stock raising. Notice the color, match it on the map. There you notice the color of that stock raising and nomadic herders. What color they have given? Match it on the map. Soil also. See, I've added that image. So most part of the world where is this livestock ranching is here, not livestock. I am talking about here, this one, yellow color. You have to check now. Here, most of the Africa, I told you, Africa, Arabian Peninsula, here, this region, Afghanistan and all. Correct? Here, Central Asia and all. Here we have this part. You notice, here we have lot of tribes. This here, this region. So they rear reindeer, caribous, reindeers and all. Okay. So we have a tribe called Chukchi tribe here. Chukchis here. Okay. We have a tribe called Koryak. Koryaks. Okay. Koryaks, Chukchis, tribes of Arctic region. Okay. Here Mongols, Kazakhs, they are here in this belt. Okay. Here in Finland, Sweden, we have a tribe called Lapps. LAPPS, Lapps tribe. All these tribes practice nomadic herding. Okay. Here, Alaskans and Aleutians. Aleuts are the tribes who live here in Alaska. Remember Aleutian Islands? Aleuts tribe. Alaskans tribes basically. They all practice. The name Alaska comes from the tribe who lives here. Aleuts and Alaska. So they are living here. So they practice yellow color. You notice this is for nomadic herding. Clear? Okay. You can notice these areas, grey color is no agriculture. This Canada part, you notice most of the Canada here, permafrost areas, completely covered with snow most of the time. These are all no agriculture here. Here also no agriculture. Why no agriculture they have given there? That is steppe grass and not steppe. Sorry, this is taiga forest. Taiga forest is completely forested. Most of Canada and Russia, taiga, temperate coniferous forest. In those areas, no agriculture. Dense forest, no agriculture. Okay, dense forest areas में, especially in Canada and Russia, taiga here, no forest, no agriculture. Wherever there is ice, also no agriculture. Like Antarctica, no agriculture. Greenland, no agriculture. Why? Ice, snow covered. So we have covered first one. Second one, shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation. Also called as slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. Slash and burn agriculture. Also called as zooming. Northeast India mein zoom or zooming they call it as. Okay. So these are practiced by the tribes basically, who are primitive tribes who live in the forest. What they do, they select a patch of forest, burn the patch of forest, cut and burn, slash and burn. They cultivate it for few years. Okay, let's say a patch of land they selected here. First they select this one patch, cultivate, cut the trees, burn the trees and cultivate it for 3 years. Then they shift to the next patch after 3 years, 2 to 3 years. Then they cultivate that for next 3 years after cutting, slashing the trees. After that again they shift after 3 years to this patch. Okay, they cultivate it for few years. Then after that they shift to the next patch like this. Finally returning to the old patch after 12 years or after 9 years. Okay, so like this they keep shifting. Then original land again they'll cut that whatever trees, bushes are grown, burn it, cultivate it. So this is called shifting cultivation. So shifting cultivation results in deforestation. There is one major problem, deforestation. Soil erosion, correct. Then loss of wildlife. Since they are cutting the trees, burning it, ash increases the soil fertility. That is their idea. During that period, agriculture productivity is high. High agriculture productivity. Okay, that is the reason people practice this. The yield is very high. Agriculture productivity remains high in the first year, then decreases second, third year. So that is the reason they shift to the next patch. You got it? Why they do this? This is practiced where? Dense jungles of the tropical forest. Dense tropical forest. May tribes practice this. Primitive tribes practice dense tropical forest. Let's say in Brazil, Amazon forest में, Congo में, the tribes of Congo. Okay, in India, tribes in Western Ghats, Northeast India, they practice this in the forest. Tools, primitive tools. They don't use any modern techniques or anything. Primitive tools, stones, wood, bones are used. Animal bones are there, that is used. You break a bone, it will be very sharp edge, They use bones, wood and stones. They depend upon rainfall. Irrigation is not there. No irrigation. It is rain-fed agriculture. Rain-fed. Depend upon rainfall. Notice that now. Next. Check shifting cultivation in our atlas. Match it on the map. Can I go to the next page? Right first. Okay. First year agriculture productivity is high. Second, third, it decreases. Then they shift to the next patch. So I'll show you some photos also. Shifting cultivation photos. See, this patch is cleared. You see, surrounded by forest. Only that patch is cleared, burnt, and that is cultivated for few years. Then again they'll shift to the next patch. So you can see they are clearing the trees, cutting and burning them. Okay. This causes a loss of wildlife, soil degradation, deforestation, and all. Okay. Now, many places where tribes have been educated by the forest department not to do this. Rather than shifting, settle in the same place. Okay. You can see here. Okay. This is shifting cultivation, slash and burn agriculture. That image is in Kamala. It's okay. I'll write the names now. Write shifting cultivation names. First write country, then name of the shifting cultivation. First one, we'll start from Myanmar. Thamrai. In Java Island, Ladang. Java is Indonesia. In Sumatra, Dioma. In Japan, Keren. Vietnam, Laos, Ray. I'll continue here. Philippines. In many of your state service exam, they will ask this. Brazil, Roca. Venezuela, Conuco. Mexico, Central America. Okay, remember Guatemala, Honduras. Okay. Costa Rica there. Milia or Milpa. 12. Guatemala, Eclen. Milia or Milpa, you write this here. Mexico, North Mexico में Comail. Congo, Central Africa, Zaire, Mosul. बहुत हो गया. Now the question is, how will you remember? So before the exam, I told you that day, these things you can't mug up. So there are certain topics that you have to just see and go. At least some names will come. Like Milpa will come, Comail will come, Masol, Kangin, match the following. Which of the following are correctly matched? Or match the following question will come. Then you should be able to answer. Correct. You remember this like this. Some words, you see that then this will be mentioned. Allah. If you know which one, at least in that question you'll be able to recall something, you'll be able to answer. Otherwise, no. Okay. So whenever you are taking mock test also, you keep seeing this. Final exam also you see this before you go. Factual data you have to revise before the exam. Otherwise, what will happen? If this question comes, imagine, I know this is factual. Even I can't do anything, you can't do anything. But UPSC is very interested in these kind of topics. They'll ask. Questions have come. This is one particular topic I don't want to miss. Because almost many exams, state service exam, police or excise, forest department, they are bound to ask this. Because one question on agriculture they have to ask. In this, but UPSC has no such rule. Sometimes they ask, sometimes they don't ask. As a result, in other exams, this is going to come. UPSC, we never know. If it comes, now I have given the list. Next, right. Can I go to next page? Right first. Your states, Indian names you have to write. If you're done writing, write India map now. Till then they will complete. Draw India map. Shifting cultivation in India. Next. Names of shifting cultivation in India. So in Northeast India, it's called as Zoom. Right, Northeast. I'm writing like this so that location will come to know. Northeast, Zoom or Zooming. Where? Northeast. Northeast India. Okay, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura. Rajasthan में we call as Batra. Batra in Rajasthan. In the Odisha region, Kaman, Vinga, Davi. Odisha AP means border in that area. Odisha. Deepa in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh region में they call it as Deepa. Bastar belt. Podu in Andhra Pradesh. AP. Kumari. Pronounced as Kumari, not Kumari. Okay, Kumari. In the Western Ghats belt. Western Ghats of Kerala mainly. Remember I told you, all this shifting cultivation is practiced by the forest dwellers. All of you understand the word forest dwellers, Vanvasi, tribes who live in the forest. Okay. Kumari. In Madhya Pradesh belt, Vivar and Daiyar. Vivar and Daiyar in Madhya Pradesh. So in this another name you write Zara and Erka in Karnataka. Zara, Erka, southern states they have given Karnataka. Okay. Telangana, महाराष्ट्र, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका, तेलंगाना में जारा और एरका. In this belt, MH, KR and Telangana belt, they call it Zara Erka. So with the help of map I have given, in the forest areas of these regions, Western Ghats stretch, Northeast India, Bastar belt in Chhattisgarh, Odisha, AP border, all this Rajasthan mein, we have shifting cultivation. Okay. In Rajasthan, where eastern Rajasthan, southeastern Rajasthan, remember Chambal river valley mein we have a lot of green cover there. Otherwise most of the Rajasthan is desert ala. So this is basically practiced in the Chambal belt, Chambal river belt of Rajasthan, southeastern Rajasthan. Okay. Okay. Instead of giving the list, I have given the map. These are the names of the shifting cultivation in India. Can I go to next page? Now you know what is this practice. Second topic we have covered. Only 2 we have covered in half an hour. We have to cover another 11. What class do you have next after this? Confirmed? So write next one. Third one, as per this list, shifting cultivation. You can see the map also. This shifting cultivation, here, see this color? Orange color they have given. Shifting cultivation is given in orange. See here, Central Africa, this region. Here, Brazil, here. I told you, forest. Dense forest, tropical forest regions mein, Central America you notice, Africa you notice, here India, Western Ghats, Northeast and all they have given. Correct, Indonesia part they have given. See, map is very helpful actually, distribution ke liye, world distribution. So shifting cultivation is practiced in the tropical, subtropical forest, tropical forest by the tribes, primitive tribes. What is the method? I told you already. They cut and burn the trees, cultivate it, next shift. When they think that productivity is decreasing, next again they do the same. So that when they burn the trees and wood, what happens? It increases the fertility of the soil. Ash increases the fertility. So they cultivate it. Okay. So initial agriculture productivity is high, which declines over the period of 2 years, which makes them to shift. Now we are trying to educate them that this practice is wrong. So many of them have given up. That is the reason there is tribal conflicts with the forest officials in many places, because tribes don't want to stop this practice. Forest department doesn't want to lose their forest cover. So they go and resist. That is the reason many places we have tribal conflicts with forest departments. So in order to reduce that, they have given employment to most of the tribes in the forest department as guards and watchers, so that they only guard the forest now instead of cutting the trees. When people get other sources of income, they'll stop shifting cultivation. But in Brazil, Congo and all, we can't do that. There are large number of tribes who depend upon this and large forest areas. So there we can't do anything. It is still under practice. All shifting cultivation is still practiced in many parts of the world. Which is third one in the list? Rudimentary. This one, rudimentary sedentary tillage. Third one. See the word rudimentary, sedentary tillage. All those, this is again practiced in the tropical forest. All those places where people have stopped shifting cultivation, now they are practicing rudimentary sedentary tillage. Again, primitive practice. It's a primitive practice. Means all those places where the shifting cultivation has been discouraged, the people have shifted to rudimentary sedentary. What is sedentary? Means same place, settled. The word sedentary means what? In the same place. settled in one place anta. They are not shifting to next patch, they are cultivating in the same patch. Rudimentary means basic, very basic form of agriculture, basic form of agriculture means basic tools, techniques are used, are basics, no mechanized form. Okay, in many places they just throw some no sowing, no irrigation, you got it, no tilling. All of you understand no tilling? Why do we till the land? So that we loosen the soil. Plowing or tilling is done to loosen the soil, otherwise we'll have chunks of soil, right, rocks and all mixed, so we are trying to loosen that. But here no tilling, no plowing. Okay, no tilling or no plowing is not done. No irrigation, no irrigation, no irrigation means they are not irrigating the land also. It is completely rain fed form. So what they do, they just throw the seeds and wait, that's it. Whatever comes, they use it. Agriculture productivity is very low. Whatever they grow, it is sustaining only one family there, that's it, not too much also. So agriculture productivity low agriculture productivity, low agriculture productivity. Okay, low productivity. Basic sustenance के लिए whatever comes they use it, otherwise no. Okay, so all this, in some areas it's also called as zero budget farming. No laborers also, no fertilizers. As a result, no fertilizers means you are not spending much money. Laborers are what? Family members are the laborers. So as a result, zero budget farming in many places it is called as. Okay, so people grow whatever that is required and they sustain themselves. Okay, so basic form of agriculture. So one very famous Japanese scientist, agronomist, Masanobu Fukuoka, his name is, he popularized the zero budget farming. One straw revolution he calls it as. He is one of the longest living individual, okay, means human on earth. He lived up to 120 years with basic agriculture. He used to grow his own food and eat that with the only basic tools he used to use, not much, of irrigation or nor fertilizers. As a result, he revolutionized this. Masanobu Fukuoka, his name is. Okay, so one straw revolution he calls it as. One straw means whatever one grain, say one straw will come, that grains from that is used for growing other straws. One straw revolution. Zero budget natural farming is also nowadays becoming popular. Andhra Pradesh, AP mein zero budget natural farming is becoming very popular now. Okay, one straw revolution. Masanobu Fukuoka. Okay, Masanobu Fukuoka. It's one straw revolution, very popular form of agriculture where people don't do much. Okay, whatever it comes, they treat it as food for them. Rudimentary sedimentary tillage, basic tools, basic techniques, no tilling, no plowing, no irrigation. Okay, no fertilizers. As a result, zero budget natural farming. Add this word natural. Zero budget natural farming. ZBNF बोलते इसको. ZBNF. Okay. Many places, especially now in the forest fringe, I can say tropical forest or the fringe of the forest. What is fringe? Edge, surrounding areas of the forest. People practice this. Okay. So they grow some cereals and pulses. Mostly rudimentary sedimentary tillage is basically for food grains. They don't grow any cash crops. Now they are coming up with cash crops also. Cashew and all they are growing. Otherwise, they grow food grains. Okay. Cereals and pulses just to sustain themselves. So that is the reason I've called it as subsistence nature here. Where in that list, dekho, where is the list? Here, in the subsistence category. Means whatever they grow, it is only for their consumption, not for market, not for commercial interest, only for their own sustenance. So the word subsistence, the word subsistence means whatever the farmers grow, they consume it or share it with their family members, neighbors. That's it. Not for commercial. Okay, not for commercial. Next one, fourth one. Fourth and fifth we can cover together. You can see fourth and fifth is what? Intense subsistence farming with paddy, without paddy. So I'm going to the fourth and fifth one now. Fourth and fifth. Okay, 1 second. Intensive subsistence farming. Fourth is with paddy as a main crop. Fifth is without paddy. Other than paddy, it means other than paddy or without paddy. Paddy means rice. Now you tell me, the word intensive subsistence. Subsistence is clear to all. Whatever they grow, they consume. That is subsistence, not for commercial. That word is clear. Intensive means 3 cropping seasons. All the 3 cropping seasons they are cultivating their land. All the 3 cropping seasons may people are cultivating. Why do they cultivate Kharif season, Rabi season, Zaid season also? Because population density is very high. Wherever population density is very high, physiological density is very high, those areas may you have to grow more crops. You can't leave the land fallow. If you keep growing more crops, more food for everyone, because we have a lot of people to feed Allah. In India we do this intensive subsistence farming. Most of the country practices wherever we have water, paddy. No water, without paddy, other than paddy. Okay, so population density very high, physiological density very high. Physiological density is very high. There we practice intensive subsistence, where land is cultivated. All lands are cultivated every year. All lands are cultivated without fallow. Means no fallow. We can't leave rest because we have so many mouths to feed. Correct? Otherwise people will go correct. Hunger is very high problem now. Malnutrition will come. Disease. As a result, we have to take care of our population. Food is the most important need. Allah. Without food, will you come here 1 day, 2 day? How long can you sustain? Not possible. We need energy, right? So food gives us energy. Okay. Any work that we can perform comes from that energy that we get from the food. As a result, without food, none of us can do anything. No doubt we are doing this class without breakfast. That is a different story. At least after the class, we go and eat something. I'm saying it has become so crucial for us. Okay. So here land is not left fallow at all. No fallow. No fallow is practiced because you can't leave the land without cultivation at all. Why? Because population density is very high. So it is cultivated. Paddy is cultivated wherever rainfall is very high. Okay, irrigation is available. Rainfall high. Irrigation available. There we go for paddy. All 3 crops. I told you, remember just now I was telling you, Andhra Pradesh coast mein, we grow 3 crops paddy. Kharif season also, Rabi also, Zaid also. Why? Because water is available. Correct. As a result, we grow paddy. Because population density is very high. We have to feed many people. Rainfall, irrigation. So where northeast India, we have West Bengal, Bangladesh. Correct. West Bengal, where water is available in large quantity. Northeast India mein rainfall is very high. There, population density is very high. So instead of rating West Bengal, I'll mention overall Northeast India first. Western Ghats, parts of Western Ghats. I'll write river valleys. Wherever we have rivers, those areas. Okay, we practice with paddy because irrigation is available from river also, plus rainfall also. Okay, with paddy. So in the world, if you notice Southeast Asia, South Asia region, all this region we practice intensive subsistence. China, all these countries, they keep cultivating. When water is not available, then we go for other than paddy. Other cereals are grown. What are other cereals? Like wheat, bajra, ragi, jowar are grown. Okay. Wheat, maize, ragi, bajra, jowar. These are the crops people grow other than paddy. Because population density is very high, we go for other crops other than paddy. Here, rainfall is low. Rainfall, moderate or low. Irrigation also absent. No irrigation. So as a result, drought crops are grown. Intensive subsistence farming without paddy is practiced where? Where there is no irrigation, no rainfall. Okay. So as a result, you know now, with paddy, without paddy. This is again tropical. Most of the tropical regions may we practice this. Because highest population density is in tropics. Okay. Tropical regions. South Asia, Southeast Asia, South China, coastal China. Okay. Write the regions where we practice this. South Asia, Southeast Asia, ASEAN, China, especially the eastern coastal China. Okay. So intensive subsistence farming is mostly in Asia. Asia Med is very common. You can check that here on the map also. You can see here intensive. With paddy, they have given here. Without paddy, they have given here. Same colors, green, dark green, and this is light blue. What is this? Something like that. Light green or something like that. See here, this area only they have given. This color is different. This is different. These two are different, you notice. China here and South Asia, Southeast Asia. Okay. This color is different. Don't confuse. That is the reason I told you. This is mostly in Asian parts, tropical Asian parts we have intensive subsistence where population is very high. Highest population density is very high. Where? In these regions. In these regions only we have very high population. Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, correct? There. ASEAN. South Asia, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, very high. Sri Lanka, correct? China. So very high population here. So intensive subsistence farming. Fourth and fifth we have covered. What is sixth? Subsistence, crop and livestock. Please write. Subsistence, crop and livestock farming. So this is called as mixed farming. What is mixed? Where we are growing crops also and we keep farm animals also. Correct? We have hen, sheep, goat, cattle. Correct? We see that in our farms every day. Domesticated animals, that is livestock. Okay. Wait. So we have crops also grown, livestock also are reared. So its word is mixed farming. Don't consider mixed farming with mixed cropping. That is alag. Mixed cropping is different. Mixed farming is different. Okay. So now livestock. What are the livestock we have? Hen, sheep, goat, correct? Cattle. Then pigs are also reared. Then we have ducks. Correct? You have seen ducks. Ducks are also reared. You have seen. Right, all that. Livestocks. Okay. Livestock, you right. Crops, again, depending upon water availability. What crops do they grow? Whatever crops, depending upon the availability of water in that area. If water is very high, rainfall is very high, irrigation is high, they grow paddy. If water is not there, they grow other crops other than paddy. Same here. Only thing is subsistence here. The crops and livestock, when they include them, what happens? Yield and productivity is very high. Because the farm animals contribute manure, organic manure. Correct. The farm animals contribute manure. It is said that the droppings of these organisms are collected, used as manure in the soil, organic manure. As a result, the farmers don't spend much money on fertilizers. Got it? Fertilizer cost goes down. Chemical fertilizers consumption is very low here. Chemical fertilizers consumption is low in these farmlands. Why? Because already organic manure is available, free of cost. Many of you might have noticed, especially who have cattle, cows, buffaloes, what they do, the cow dung is used to produce biogas also. Biogas used for cooking. Then after that biogas is produced, the leftover manure, they use it for fertilizer. Farms they'll put. That acts as a fertilizer for the crops. So yield and productivity is high because of use of organic manure. Okay. So this is very crucial. And whatever crops they grow, and food we get from that. Correct? Whatever husk is left, that is fodder, that is used for livestock. As a result, we have a kind of self-sustaining system that comes in crop and livestock farming, in mixed farming, where the farmers get food from the crops plus good fodder. That fodder is used as livestock feed. In turn, the livestock provide the manure which is used to increase the soil fertility. Soil fertility is also very high. Soil fertility. So here what the farmers do, along with crops and livestock, they grow some fruit trees also in their farms, like papaya, guava and all, mango. Also they have in the farm. As a result, they get other fruits also, seasonal fruits they get, which they sell to increase their revenue. Revenue is very high here. Because of all this, farmers can sell also. Whenever they want money, they can sell one of them, sheep, goat, to increase their revenue. Correct? When they have cattle, they'll get milk also. Correct? So many farmers, what they do, when they keep 2 cattle, milk every day they'll give it to the, let's say we have collection centers. Every day they get income registered, monthly income they get from that. As a result, many of the farmers who practice mixed farming, they are above poverty line today. Because they have alternative source of income. So many of the farmers, along with the fruit trees, they practice silviculture also. Silviculture, growing trees like rosewood, mahogany trees, teak are also planted on the edge of the farm. As a result, that is our additional source of income. So subsistence crop and livestock farming may farmers go for variety of fruit crops around their farms. Correct? You have seen Some trees like teak, rosewood, mahogany are grown, which can be harvested after 10-15 years to supplement their income. You got it. Agroforestry, we call it as. Growing trees is called as agroforestry also. Try to understand this from a multi-dimensional point of view. How farmers' income can increase. That is the reason today it has become one of the widespread practice across South Asia. Many of the farmers, let's say you have farming land, you see what you are doing, your parents are doing this. Chances are very high they have livestock also, they have crops also. Okay, most of the farming families sustain themselves through this system. Remember, and agriculture is non-taxable income also. Whatever income they generate from this, they keep it for themselves. So as a result, it is one of the most beautiful practice that we have. Mixed farming. Okay, that is the reason many countries in Japan and all, this is practiced. Most farmers in Japan, they are doing this. So they sustain themselves by growing whatever they want. Okay, basic level sustenance. They don't have big dreams like we have now. IAS banna, IPS banna, all that. Correct, we are running behind some system here. But all, finally, what you require? You, your family and food. That's it. Basic sustenance ke liye. That is required. So that is the reason most of the people now they have realized this. That is the reason most of the people IT sector they are all going back to their farms. Correct. They have the land means they are using this and have the basic sustenance for themselves. Okay. So they try to maximize hen. They can sell eggs also. Correct. Here sheep they can sell wool. Correct. Sheep and goats leather, hide also we can sell leather, hide, meat. Correct. All this will supplement their income. Okay. In turn, all this will give them organic manure also. So as a result, so subsistence crop and livestock farming is called as mixed farming. Okay. Next, right, seventh one. Mediterranean agriculture. Mediterranean agriculture. Mediterranean agriculture. So the word Mediterranean comes from Mediterranean type of climate. We are talking about. Correct. Mediterranean Sea. All of you know Mediterranean Sea. And Mediterranean type of agriculture. Mediterranean type of agriculture is practiced where? Winter rain, summer dry climate. Correct. CS in Köppen's classification. Köppen's climatic classification it is called as CS. Remember all of you? C means warm temperate. C. Mesotherm. C means mesotherm. S is summer dry, winter wet. Please check your notes. Köppen's classification we have covered. Okay. C is warm temperate areas. Mesotherm we call it as, if you all remember, mesotherm areas. S is summer dry, winter wet. Summer dry, winter wet areas. Where? Which western part of the continents? 40 degree to 45 degree. 45 degree to 40 degree north and 40 degree south to 45 degree south. This belt in the western margins of the continent. Western margin of the continent. Why western margin? Westerlies bring the moisture. Western margin of the continents. Western margins of the continent, because western margins are influenced by the westerlies. The westerlies bring the moisture, giving us the rain. Mediterranean type of climate. So this is practiced in, you can see in northern hemisphere, this belt we have California, Central California and Mediterranean Sea belt across the Mediterranean Sea region. across the Mediterranean region, Southern Europe, Northern Africa. Okay, remember we have done this already in Köppen's classification as well as in the Mediterranean type of climate. Along with monsoon, we discussed this. Shifting of pressure belts class. Okay, Mediterranean Sea region. In southern hemisphere here, central Chile, Cape Town, and Australia, southern Australia. So in these areas, we are getting rain in winter. So in winter, we cultivate soil. People cultivate soil in these areas in winter. Correct. Most of them here in this area, when they get rain in winter, winter rain, all of you understand now. Winter rain means what? It will be cool and moist in winter. Winter mean temperature will be low. Rain, moist. Cool, moist climate basically in winter. Cool, moist climate in winter. So that cool, moist condition is very popular for horticulture. Fruits, vegetables, flowers are grown mostly where the climate is cool and moist. Best suitable for horticulture. This is suitable for horticulture. That is the reason majority of the world's fruits, flowers come from which climate? Mediterranean. More than 65% of the world's fruits come from this climate. Fruit basket of the world. These areas are called as fruit basket of the world. Mostly citrus fruits we are talking about. Fruit basket of the world. 65% of the world's fruit come from this Mediterranean type. Horticulture means fruits, vegetables, flowers. Okay. So most popular fruit is grape in all these areas. So wine. Wine is one of the most expensive and at the same time income generating for the locals, plus one of the widely consumed beverage, agro-based beverage. So as a result, I am calling wine as agro-based, don't mind. Okay, so because it is wine-based, agro-based. In books they have given as miscellaneous. Why they have given as miscellaneous? Alcohol is given in miscellaneous category. Why? If they consider it as agro-based, everybody will start drinking. Consumption will increase. Correct. Other health effects also. So they are trying to add it in miscellaneous category. You check your books. You got it. Check your atlas. Alcohol, wine is given in miscellaneous category. But I am calling it as agro-based. Because the fermentation of grapes only we get Allah. Nowadays, people are making wine from pineapple. Correct. Other fruits also are used for making wine. Apple and all. So horticulture. Fruits, vegetables and flowers. Wide variety of flowers, fruits come from this sector. Mediterranean type of climate. Okay. So I'll show you now where all of you know Mediterranean type of climate map, all of you know. See all these areas. Remember all this we have discussed. See, try to identify Mediterranean Sea में region में what all we are growing. Olives, peaches, nectarines. You might have heard of this. So there is a nut inside and a fruit pulp. Very popular. Cherries, apricots, avocados. All of you know that we are also cultivating, but their origin is what? Mediterranean Sea regions. Cherry tomatoes. Many of you might have heard of cherry tomatoes. Small tomatoes. Kamsala, grapes. All that. All these are what? Like citrus fruits only. There are varieties like tangerines, oranges, lemon and lime, grapefruits, clementines. All these are variety of citrus fruits we have. So all these are what? Basically Mediterranean type of climate. Apples also, different varieties of apples are there. So remember, Moist, cool conditions only apples are grown. Most popular apple varieties. Most popular apple varieties. There are tropical varieties also. Warm varieties of apple also. I am talking about cool varieties of apple. Like Kashmir apple. Now is the season. Like winter season start hoga na. November, December, January, that will get apples. Kashmir apple, Simla apple and all. Okay. Otherwise, normal what they are selling is warm season apples. Okay. Pears also. Okay. All this you would have muskmelon, watermelon, all this. All these are what? Mediterranean. Let's see if I can open that file. See? Only yesterday I learned this, adding this image. Otherwise, even I was drawing the world map, remember earlier? If I knew this, I would have done this from the first day. Now I don't have to draw. See, California, this warm temperate region, Mediterranean Sea Basin, Southern Australia, Cape Town, Chile. We have what type of agriculture here? Mediterranean type of agriculture. Clear? Okay. All these places are very popular for viticulture, remember? Grape cultivation. So we have covered 7th one. Okay, 7th one we have covered. Places already I have given. In the map also I have given. California, Mediterranean Sea region, Central Chile, Cape Town, Southern Australia. Okay. So when I give you this PDF, let's see if this image also comes. We'll see. That will be good for you. If the image also comes with this world map and all, so it will be easy to revise. Okay. Who has all the PDFs till now? Every class we have been sharing PDF. Anyone? All? But you didn't come for class many times. Okay. Share it with all of the students. Do you have any group? Okay. So share it with me also. Collect, share, so that I'll see how it is. Okay. So what we are planning is, if the PDFs are good, we are going to upload in your app also. Every class, in case if we have it, anyhow I have tried to share almost all classes. Those PDF, what I am going to do, in app we have your app classes, our app classes, everything is there. I am going to add that to respective classes. So in future also we can use it. In case if you are unable to store in your phone, you can download it from the app directly. So that I'll do. Okay. 7th one, 8th one, right? 8th one. What is 8th one? Livestock ranching. Give the heading livestock ranching, 8th. We'll continue tomorrow. 8th one is livestock. Livestock ranching. So another half an hour I need for this. Another 1 hour to half an hour. Agriculture, then industries will start. Okay. So till tomorrow we'll be able to finish industries. Later on, next session we'll discuss social issues, topics that we have, that is related to population, settlement, we'll discuss. Urban problems.